And welcome to Star Wars Empire at War, or should I say welcome back. I am your host, the Perpetual Cowlick, and today we are going to continue our journey. I say today, but it's the same day. It's been like a minute since the last episode, so let's get started again. I mean, it's not like I need to waste any more time. It's a thing I'm good at, but
Since you have successfully retreated from Kashyyyk, you can continue to command the surviving forces from that battle within the Galactic View. This view allows you to manage the resources on all of your planets, including your economy, bases, and units.
We need to evacuate Kashyyyk and reinforce the main Alliance fleet at Bothawi. Prepare for departure by moving our ground forces into orbit above Kashyyyk.
Units within the Galactic View are represented by stacks of units known as fleets. The strongest unit within a fleet is always displayed on top. Move these ground forces into orbit by dragging them from the surface of Kashyyyk into one of the available slots located above the planet. This will prepare them for space travel.
Mission log updated.
And I'm pretty sure in the case of if there is no stronger unit between any of them than the one with the most utility, pretty basic one. This is the Galactic View. Every known planet in our little galaxy. In this case, we can only see 7 planets of the entire Star Wars universe, of which there are like I'm thinking 285, if I recall. There are a lot. Ta-da!
Good work. I'll transmit the system coordinates for Bothawi to you now.
Because that's
Stand by.
work.
Planetary control achieved.
There it is. Direct all fleets located on Kashyyyk to move to Bothawi. The main Alliance fleet should be in sight once we arrive.
Whenever a system has been selected, a ring is also displayed. This ring indicates the approximate distance that a fleet can travel into unexplored territory from that planet.
Mission log updated.
Except it says unexplored territory, but that's its distance it can travel to other planets. So from Kashyyyk you can reach Kuat or Nalhutta or Bothawi. That's simple. I'm going to real quick explain these. This button shows how much credits that you get at the end of every galactic day. This button shows its the planet-based statistics. So the amount of the space station level that can be achieved, and the amount of buildings that can be built on the surface. This shows planetary weather and effects of the planet. So Kashyyyk, it rains. Bothawi, it rains. There's dust storms here. Rain. Usually rain or dust storms. Dust storms make rockets less accurate. Rain makes lasers less accurate. The special ability is base stealth for Kashyyyk. You can't detect what the bases are, even if you're in orbit. It's kind of perfect that way, because it means the enemy team can't, or in this case, enemy faction, they can't tell what bases you have on the planet because, well, there's a bunch of giant freaking trees in the way. For Kashyyyk, on Bothawi, you've got the spy network. It's unique to Bothawi because Bothawi has the Bothan spy network. Now, canonically, they worked only for the rebels, but in this case, it'll apply to both Imperials and non. If you own Bothawi, you can see all of the tactical data of every planet within its circle. And that's Corellia, Tatooine, and a couple of other planets, including Nalhutta, and it's very useful. If you want to control this sector, you control Bothawi. That's all there is to it.
Moving out.
You can see your fleets in movement, but you can't stop them once you've told them to move.
Now we need to join them. Give the order and we'll combine our fleets.
Combining 2 fleets will create a single fleet that is larger and more powerful. To combine your fleets, simply drag and drop one fleet icon onto another.
Mission log updated.
Okay, so in this case, I'm going to tell you, never do this. I have to do it for the tutorial, but never do this. If your land troops are in your space fleet, and your space fleet is engaged, your land troops will not be able to fight. They will be in near defenseless transport ships. Lambda class, or I can't remember what the Imperial... Oh, no, sorry, not... It's like a... I can't remember. Like, but yeah, Imperial shuttles or Lambda class transports. They have almost no defenses, little shielding, and almost no health. They are walking targets, and the only thing that those transports can fight are each other. That's the only thing they have a chance against. Fighters, even just basic fighters, will destroy them. So, never, ever, 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 ever combine your ground fleets with your space fleets. Because if you forget one, or forget to separate it, or if you get engaged before you can move, you're done. Game over. You've lost your ground troops. You have to rebuild them, and that's a lot of credits that you won't get back.
Reporting for duty.
Welcome. I am relieved to see that you survived
Oh, hey,
the
Mon
Empire's
Mothma.
assault on Kashyyyk, but our situation is still dire. You are all that remains of the forces there, and we have no other resources to draw upon. As you can see, the Rebel Alliance currently controls Bothawi. The Bothawi system is providing us with a modest credit supply. But if we are to withstand another attack from the Empire, we will need to find additional sources of income.
Mon Mothma. Woman.
To obtain more
We have
resources,
half a Death
it will
Star
be
in credits.
necessary for you to claim another planet. Capturing a planet will increase the total number of credits that you collect at the end of every galactic day. It will also increase the total number of units that you can support. Ryloth is currently unoccupied. This means that it should be an easy planet to capture. Begin the process of capturing Ryloth by moving your forces into orbit above Ryloth.
Mission log updated.
Now, the reason why we can hit Ryloth is because it has a hyperspace lane. This hyperspace lane means that no matter the distance you can travel from this planet to this planet, if you capture both planets within a hyperspace lane, you get a hyperspace trade route, and that gives you a lot of credits. It is one of the most strategically important things to the galactic screen, is getting these hyperlanes on lockdown, because that's how you make the cash. It's also how you get troops around quickly. Even the very slow slug that is the Death Star has to move around, and it moves around faster by 50%, if I recall, the speed of travel via a hyperlane. So, even if you're moving the Death Star, you want to move it by hyperlanes, because it will be faster and waste less of your time. And I'm good at wasting time, so I know how to do good and bad on that end of the spectrum. But, also, yeah, it takes like 50,000 credits, if I recall, to build the Death Star, and we have a little more than half. Mon Mothma, you greedy...
Underway.
Your forces must occupy the surface of a planet. Let's take a closer look at Ryloth. To access a more detailed view of a planet, select the planet and then click on the zoom in icon located on the minimap.
Mission log updated.
Okay, for the record, if there are troops in a space fleet, you can just drop them down to this button here. And space forces obviously can't move down, so they won't. And so it'll just deposit the normal one, the normal land units. But I just didn't want to waste a good 30 seconds of him explaining how that works. So if you scroll in, or click
You will
on it.
need to build a barracks before you can recruit infantry. Building a barracks will provide you with basic ground defenses, as well as the ability to recruit infantry units. Switch to ground production mode by selecting the Ground Production tab. Then, build a barracks by clicking on the barracks icon.
Mission log updated.
We're already on that tab, but it doesn't matter. Barracks, you got the light factory, mining station, and the
Building started.
shield generator.
Construction complete.
That's an officer
Constructing
academy.
multiple buildings of the same type on a planet will give you bonuses, such as faster build times for specific units. But remember, each planet has a limited capacity for structures. You will need to create ground forces in order to defend the surface of the planet. Since you have built a barracks, you now have the ability to create more ground units. Switch to ground production mode by selecting the ground production tab. Then recruit 2 Rebel infantry squads by clicking twice on the Rebel infantry icon.
Mission log updated.
You can click on this as many times as you want. It'll build at least, like, it'll be build up to 3 or something like that.
Enlisting.
Yep, like that. It's a funny little glitch that I found. But yeah, buildings
Reporting.
increases your troop capacity. Stations, buildings, anything. Capturing planets is the biggest way to upgrade it.
You will need to build a space station before you can build space units.
Reporting.
Building a space station will provide you with basic space defenses, as well as the ability to build space units. Switch to space production mode by selecting the Space Production tab. Then, build a space station by clicking on the space station icon.
Mission log updated.
Yep, this one's this tutorial's a bit odd, but at least in that capacity. So, but yeah, the more buildings you build, the higher your troop number will grow. This is the amount you can hold. This is the amount we have. We have filled up 10 of the capacity of the 15 that we can hold. That's from the combined planets and bases built. Space stations and land bases will increase a planet's ability to hold troops. But, as far as I know, they have to be production buildings, because those will house a garrison, if that makes any sense. So you can't build mining stations or shield generators and expect them to up your count, because that doesn't really make much sense. Building barracks does, because that's a place for more troops to live. You have more space for troops to live, blah, blah, blah. Or you could store units in a factory, if they're vehicles. So, space stations also increase it by a good bit, because space units cost, like, a lot. Ground units will always cost 1 of your total here. Space units can cost a lot more.
Building under construction.
Good. We will also need several space units.
This is also something
You will
that's
also
odd.
need to create a space fleet in order to protect the space around the planet. Now that you have created a fully operational space station, you have the ability to build ships. Switch to Space Production mode by selecting the Space Production tab. Then, build 2 X-Wing fighter squadrons by clicking twice on the X-Wing fighter icon.
Mission log updated.
See, it grew. But also, think on this. You can upgrade the space station, which will give you more, blah, blah, blah. This another part that's an oddity. I've never seen, if I recall, Z95s and X-Wings on the same menu, mainly because, while Z95s are cheaper, they're absolutely completely worthless in comparison to the X-Wing. The X-Wing is superior in all ways, and it's not weak to anything but corvettes, or large amounts of rockets from the broadsider. It's even strong against Vader's squadron. They make all Imperial fighters look like trash. Z95s are only good against bombers, and that's pretty much worthless, and they never appear on the same screen together because you don't want Z95s if you can afford to.
Constructing
You can
unit.
afford to not make them, don't make them, because they're terrible.
Squadron reporting.
Vehicle in production.
Squadron reporting.
To zoom out from a system, click on the zoom icon located on the command bar.
Mission log updated.
That's the other way you can do it, or you can scroll like I do.
Whenever you capture a planet, you will be rewarded with credits.
Credit.
Credits can be used to purchase new units, structures, and upgrades. You will receive money from all of the planets under your control at the end of each galactic day. The more planets that you control, the more credits you will receive.
Unlike the Empire, we do not prey on other systems to support our cause. Instead, we prefer to acquire the bulk of our tactical resources in a way that undermines the Empire itself. Fortunately for us, our spy network provides us with the advantage of being completely aware of all Empire-controlled systems within the immediate area. A smuggler on Bothawi has agreed to support our cause and can be deployed to Nal Hutta. Direct our smuggler to siphon credits from Nal Hutta.
Mission log updated.
And by agreed to join our cause,
Hiring
we're paying
smuggler.
him a small amount of money to
Smugglers
gain
are
money
spy
back.
units that can be used to increase your credit supply without the need to capture planets. A smuggler is available on Bothawi because a cantina is present on this planet. To steal credits from the Empire, drag the smuggler unit to the steal credit slot on Nal Hutta.
Mission log updated.
You hear that? Build a bar, and they will. You want to find smugglers and denizens of the galaxy? If you build it, they will come, and in this case, it is a bar.
Moving into
So
position.
he's stealth, or a spy unit. He can't be found or detected. In fact, he even revealed what was there.
As long as our
one time.
smuggler is deployed at Nal Hutta, we can expect to see an increase in our credit reserves. We have built all that we can with our current resources. Since we acquire our resources in ways that undermine the Empire, we will need to get technology advancements from the Imperials. These droids should be able to assist you in this task.
The Rebel Alliance gains new technology by stealing it directly from Imperial planets. Move R2-D2 and C-3PO to the steal slot on Nal Hutta to steal technology from the Empire.
Mission log updated.
Now, Nal Hutta has a black market. That means that its planetary income is constantly changing. It changes, as far as I know, every galactic day. So you don't know how much it's going to give you. It could give you a little, it could give you a massive amount. Right now, this smuggler is actually siphoning all of the credit income, and that's the idea behind it. He lasts for quite a few galactic days. I don't remember how many exactly, but you want to pick a target that has a lot of income. So for quite a few galactic days, he'll be making us a lot more money than we actually put into it. A lot of people, I've noticed, don't pay attention to this. Grabs a planet, say like Tatooine or Kashyyyk, that has no money on them, and then they absolutely fail to make their money back, and it's a little bad that they don't realize this, so they're actually wasting. So let's
Hover
steal.
the mouse cursor over any item that you wish to receive detailed information for, and a tooltip will be displayed. Choose a technology to steal from the Empire by selecting it from the available list. Whenever the Rebel faction exhausts all possible technology options, they will advance to the next technology level.
And in the campaign, that's always restricted, and it's annoying. In the Galactic Conquest mode, that's restricted based on the amount of credits you can that you have to steal with, and the time it takes to do so. With anything else, it doesn't matter. You're limited not just on the credits, but by how much technology they're going to let you take, which means you could be behind the curve, and sometimes you very much are, and it's annoying as sin. So let's go with turbo lasers.
New construction options available.
Good. We must also improve our hold on Bothawi by constructing defensive structures.
A power generator will be built automatically for any structures that require power to function, including base shield generators. Remember, you can
Or
zoom in on a
turbolasers.
planet to see any units and structures that you may have built.
Mission log updated.
Now, that's also a fluke. You'll never see the shield generator
Shield
on
generator
here. It's automatically built
constructing.
and tucked away on the map.
Construction complete.
Now that our defenses are in place, we should take steps to reinforce the neighboring planet of Tatooine. Unfortunately, the space above Tatooine has been blockaded by an Imperial fleet, so we will need to make use of a raid fleet. Unlike normal fleets, raid fleets do not initiate space combat on enemy systems. Using raid fleets allow us to reinforce or assault systems which are blockaded by enemy fleets.
The Rebel Alliance can use raid fleets to bypass space battles within enemy territory by moving directly to a planet's surface. This allows the Rebel Alliance to reinforce friendly planets blocked by enemy space units, or even capture undefended enemy planets.
Create a raid fleet using some of our newly recruited infantry, and reinforce the defenses on Tatooine.
I forgot to mention how long this tutorial takes, and I made it
To access a
longer.
more detailed view of a selected planet, click on the Zoom In icon located on the minimap.
Mission log.
Create a raid fleet by dragging the ground unit shown here into orbit. To move, you will now need to bypass the Empire space units positioned above Tatooine. To do this, simply drag the Rebel raid fleet from Bathooey to the raid slot located on Tatooine. This will place the infantry units directly on the surface of Tatooine.
Mission log updated.
This is the raid fleet mechanic is based on the fact that on two things. One, the Imperials will always have a space advantage. Their space fleets are always tougher. They're really good. They do a lot of damage. They're already pretty armored and tough, and they have a lot of health. The Imperials always have a space advantage. So dealing with that is hard because they don't even need to build the TIE fighters. They come with the larger cruisers and capital class ships. The raid fleets counteract this because you can take a planet without having to worry about it.
On my way.
That simply.
Invasion commencing.
See, they had a Star
Well
Destroyer
done.
in
The
place.
additional support at Tatooine should allow our forces there to endure any sudden Imperial attacks.
And that's all. Oh boy, that was a long tutorial. I forgot how long that one was. I should have looked at my old videos to confirm that and see how long that should have taken me. I did what I could to speed it up by skipping little steps that it had as missions, which is stupid. It doesn't need to be that detailed. Then again, maybe it does, but it shouldn't need to be. So, moving past that, that was the second part of the tutorial. And we'll be moving on to tutorial 3 immediately after. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.